And hey, I got to say this, guys. I'm not a Texas fan, but I hate Oklahoma. I am a Texas A&M fan. I literally hate Oklahoma, but I will be rooting for Oklahoma every single time they play any SEC school. I'm talking Georgia. I'm talking Alabama. I want to see how the Big 12 matches up against the best in the world. And so, yes, I'll be rooting for Texas, Texas A&M, Oklahoma, because I am a Big 12 guy.
That's right.
That's a
right.
fact.
Welcome back to Nobody's Safe. Nobody's safe. Nobody's safe. I am your host, Jason Watkins. I am back with the frenemy, Mr. Bryce Pinson. And if you love college football, you are definitely in the right place. So do not forget to smash that subscriber button, like our videos, and ring that bell so that you do not miss one moment of the Nobody's Safe podcast. Bryce Pinson, how are we doing today?
We're doing all right. I'll tell you what, we are talking some football, so it's a good day in the neighborhood. I'll tell you what, I love it. You got to talk a little bit like this whenever you got a Texas hat on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what you got to do. By the way,
I was just going to go ahead and start off with this, so let's just throw them horns down. Boomer Sooner, here we go.
Sark has been talking some junk, saying that you ain't got nothing on him.
Well, it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny that you say that, though. But Colton Vasek, who was a legacy commitment, his dad played in Texas. They let him know. He plays at Austin Westlake. Was the defensive MVP for the state championship game last year.
Do you really want a traitor on your team, Jason? Traitor, no loyalty.
Absolutely,
you love no loyalty.
This dude is a stud. Yes, we want him. And so did Texas.
He's talking to Jimbo. He's talking to Jimbo. He's a traitor.
Yeah, he had offers from everywhere: Alabama, Texas A&M. Everybody was offering him.
Jimbo hasn't pulled out his wallet yet. We'll get there.
I think he kind of did, though. I think he kind of
did. Probably did.
Just for any of you Sooner fans right there, and we're going to do this for everybody in the Big 12. We actually want to know who are some of the companies that or student run that are doing NIL stuff for those teams. I know they're doing some stuff at Texas Tech. I want to know more. So I actually, because of being an OU fan, I actually donated today to the Norman NIL Club. That is it's a monthly deal where you actually don't talk trash. Listen to what I'm saying. This is for these players. Are you against the NIL, Bryce?
I'm against Oklahoma's NIL mostly, but just because you're for it.
So anyway, as I said, we're going to do this for every school in the Big 12.
Besides Oklahoma.
Every school in the Big 12, even Oklahoma State.
Oklahoma's SEC.
But what I'm looking at is what I liked about the Norman NIL Club is that they give an equal amount to every player. It for as little as $5 a month. I mean, we're talking $60 for the whole year. You get exclusive access to content from the actual players. And so it goes. It's an equal amount given out, and not every one of those guys is a freaking guy that's going to get $1 million, bro. So it's going to help everybody out.
Yeah, exactly. Because there's some kids that are they're on a dream. They're trying to make it. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I've heard of guys having to work at Subway and stuff like that, and you can free them up to just focus on film and practice. Hey, I like it. That's actually a good idea.
And they have a goal of $50,000 a month. They're trying to get $50,000 a month to get. And if you're doing a monthly of, basically that would be 10,000 people at $5 a month, man. Nothing. So I know there's more than 10,000 fans out there. Bro, check out on Miguel Chavis. He's just killing it. Look at frothing at the mouth here. And the dude is killing it in recruiting too, bro. Defensive line coach, the edge rush guy. Killing it. Just killing it. Meanwhile, no breaks.
My gosh,
Hey, listen, we can talk about Sark all you want to, because the guy has had 3 premier college football programs, and he's been.
Oh, I don't want to talk about Sark. I want to talk about how dumb Texas was firing Tom Herman whenever he finally got his recruits in. Like, give the man
It's
a
real
chance.
weird. It's real weird the way that and Sark was talking about today that they've got 35 new guys, new scholarship guys that weren't on the team last year. And I mean, yeah, because he kind of cleaned the house out. But it's weird the way that they talk about these guys like they weren't getting top recruiting classes anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just weird. And they act like he was some dumpster fire of a guy that caused a lot of shit, and he was just a terrible person. And I've never heard that before, ever.
Maybe that may be the only. I mean, that makes more sense than firing, Tom Herman just because they weren't winning or something. Because the dude was balling,
were starting
man.
to win. Yeah, they had just they were 1 year
beat
removed
Oklahoma,
from the Big
right?
12 championship. Yeah, they were 1 year removed for playing for the Big 12. They had beaten Oklahoma earlier that year with Kyler Murray.
What do you want to do? What do you want to do?
They lost the championship to Oklahoma later, but both of those games were within like 2 or 3 points of each other. I mean, seriously,
yeah,
they
man.
were
like, what are you going to do? Like, what are you looking for? They sound like the Dallas Cowboys, man. They are the Dallas Cowboys of college football. I actually had a guy tell me that today that the Longhorns are the Dallas Cowboys, and it's so true. Like they're overhyped, underperform, make dumb decisions.
Right.
That's what they do. Anyway,
folks,
here's what we're talking about today, right? Sorry.
Yeah, no, I hope everybody's enjoying this. And if you don't realize, I mean, at this point, we're doing a lot more Big 12 / Pac-12 because it's relevant right now than anything else. Yep. And for us, we're Big 12 guys. We grew up in this area. We've got teams in the Big 12 or
time out, Jason. We are Big 10 guys trying to talk about the Big 12. That's what I hear. That's what goes down the grapevine. We're Big 10 guys. We're trying to figure out the Big 12, but we don't know crap about the Big 12. We never watched a game.
Isn't it ridiculous?
It's ridiculous.
Just ridiculous. So we have grown up watching the Big 12 from when they at the time that they had Nebraska and those great games between them.
I was a Nebraska fan big time back then.
Them in Oklahoma, and then Texas,
Colorado,
obviously Texas and Texas A&M, and then Colorado was huge at one point. I mean, listen,
Cordell Stewart. Yep, absolutely.
This was and still can be a great conference. We love the conference. I'm obviously an Oklahoma fan, so we're going to be covering the SEC as well. But to us, we know as much about this conference as anybody is anything that we're going to know, and we enjoy it, and we enjoy talking about it. So, if you like what you're seeing, hit that subscriber button, like us, even get in them comments. We like to interact with you guys in the comments. You know that.
Speaking of the SEC, if you clicked on this video, that you know what we're talking about. We're talking about SEC. We're talking about Texas, Texas A&M, Oklahoma, and the fact that we got 3 former Big 12 teams that are going down there to play against the big dogs. And, hey, I got to say this, guys. I'm not a Texas fan, but I hate Oklahoma. I am a Texas A&M fan. I literally hate Oklahoma, but I will be rooting for Oklahoma every single time they play any SEC school. I'm talking Georgia. I'm talking Alabama. I want to see how the Big 12 matches up against the best in the world. And so, yes, I'll be rooting for Texas, Texas A&M, Oklahoma, because I am a Big 12 guy.
That's right.
That's a fact.
And I agree with it. And that's kind of where I'm at on it too. It's one of them deals that, man, I get sick of this whole Alabama deal and how that they're just so much better than everybody else. They have there's so many built-in advantages that they have with Nick Saban and the way that they do things down there. He can complain a little bit about the money getting spent somewhere else, and then the boosters pony up, and now all of a sudden he's got 4 5-star guys that he's gotten in the last few weeks.
That's good strategy.
Fuck, are we
good
doing?
Strategy.
So if anything can happen to knock those guys off their perch, I'm good with that. And of course,
unfortunately, it's Oklahoma.
Listen, I'm an Oklahoma fan, and so you're not going to get me to apologize for that. I really, really hope, and I believe, just as I said in the video today, that Oklahoma is going to compete there. They always compete at the top level with those teams.
Yep.
They lost to Bama and Georgia in the playoff. The Georgia game, one of the best games I've ever seen. I was in there.
Yes.
I was there.
Sony Michel, yeah, bro. That
Unbelievable
was
game.
incredible.
Yeah.
Baker Mayfield put on a show.
He did, and he was so sick that week that it was surprising that he even had anything left in the tank. I mean, so it was a great football game, you know. But guys, I can, as much as I hate Texas, I'm going to say this: the greatest football game I've ever seen, SC Texas Rose Bowl.
Vinchung.
Oh, yeah. Good grief! And so I want to see that. I want to see that again, where we've got teams that are in there going toe-to-toe with your LSUs and your Alabamas and your Georgias of the world.
Oh, I agree.
And so, you know, hey, I believe that they're going to go in there and do just fine. And I think that A&M is right there and being able to do that as well with the recruiting and with Jimbo.
Yeah.
And
Texas A&M.
He knows what he's doing. He whines
Texas
too much,
A&M.
but he knows what he's doing.
Like, look at every single year. Texas A&M's up there in the recruiting because of Jimbo. Oh. Texas is there every single year. Oklahoma's there. These guys can compete. They need to compete.
If Texas ever gets it right with their coaching staff, you know, they're going to compete. But they've been so bad. They've been so bad for, I mean, it's been, you know, it's been over 1,000 days since they beat Kansas.
Is that real?
That's real.
Is that real?
That's absolutely real. Come on, man. I don't lie. I don't tell lies. Truth. Oh. They've lost 2 in a row to them, and then the COVID go in there. But it's been over 1,000 days. Sorry.
Oh, my God.
Truth is the truth.
Anyways, hey, we're rooting for the Big 12 over there at the SEC. I like the SEC. SEC football is fun to watch, but what's even funner is watching, you know, schools that I grew up watching in the Big 12 beat up on them, and that's what we're rooting for
guys,
this year.
Let's just be real.
Or next year, the year after, every year. We talked about this
before with this realignment stuff. This is not over with. To be honest, I mean, if you're looking at right now, I believe that the Pac-12 is on its way to becoming the Mountain West rebranded.
Hey, we'll talk about that next video for sure.
But what we're looking at is, I really believe that that's what's going to happen. And what's going to end up really happening in the end, if the Big 12, if they can pull enough of those teams, then they're going to stay relevant, okay? But some of the teams are going to end up, I really believe that in the long run, in the next 10 years or so, you're probably going to see those 2 big conferences we're talking about. Because if they get aggressive, like right now, if the Big Ten pulls that move that we think they may be going to pull, that's on the next episode. If they pull that move, it could get real aggressive real quick. And then all you're going to end up seeing is a bunch of divisions. You know, I saw a video today where you had all these teams that are going to end up in the SEC, and it basically becomes regional rivalry time again. If they get to 24 teams in the SEC, then they're going to have 6 in a division, and they're all going to play each other again every year, which is what you want. It's what you want anyway. So, you know, I don't know. But, yeah.
Nobody's safe. Alabama, you ain't safe. Georgia, you ain't safe. We got Oklahoma. We got Austin. We got Texas A&M and Jimbo Fisher coming to town. And I hope y'all ain't safe because y'all been real safe here lately. And I'm just hoping. I might be praying y'all ain't safe.
Well, and, hey, if anything, I feel like you're getting a recruiting bump from going into the SEC as well.
Oh, absolutely. That's what happened at Texas A&M.
Those kids want to play in the SEC. That's it. They want to win in the SEC.
I guarantee
because more pros come out of the SEC than any other conference.
That is a fact.
So
nobody's safe.
Nobody's safe. Folks, again, like, subscribe, ring the bell so that you don't miss anything. We're going to start doing some live videos here coming up in the next few days. You'll hear more about this in the next couple of videos as well. But we'll talk to you again on the next one.